Welcome back to our messaging overview, or to another segment called messaging overview, however you want to look at it. We're back on forums with Big Woody. You can see in the upper right here we have alerts for the inbox. We have one which tells us we have one unread conversation, which is the new name for messengers. That's what it's called within the software instead of private messaging. So we have one unread message. If we hover over that, it'll show the message right there. Site data dump tonight. Now we can either click on that to go directly to the conversation. We can click on inbox or conversations to go to the inbox. Either one of these will get you the same place. And let's go to the actual conversation. Now this is originally started from 2010, so this is an old conversation on this test user. And as you can tell, I've done this video several times. In this, in a conversation now, it's going to look like a thread post. So each individual response is going to be like its own post, instead of the clustered up quoting a quote and a quote and a quote and a quote inside a quote that the old system uses, vBulletin uses. So in that respect, it's going to be more consistent user experience throughout the board. As you can see here, this is your standard reply. You would see at any posting any post, as I've previously stated and shown in another video on posting. So we can upload files, we can gallery videos, and links to pictures. So we can do all that same items inside here. We can also, we have an existing conversation, we can actually invite more members. That's what this button is for. And you can see all the people I invited in. They all have an email. Jason and Mac, or excuse me, Guy, because Mac was already part of it. Jason and Guy had an email sent to them that said we were added to a conversation. If I wanted to invite more, I can click on that and invite another member. So let's say I wanted to invite Leaf. I can type Leaf's name, start typing it, and it'll give me a drop down option of who I want to select. So I can select Leaf. It'll send him an email so he can join the conversation. And so you need to be aware of this. This is a new function that you will have other members can be involved in your conversation. Now you can do this outside of this in your standard conversation list, but what you can also do here is you can leave the conversation. If you select leave, it's going to throw up a dialog box, and it's basically like deleting your side of the conversation. If you select the first option, if they respond, it'll come back again. If you want to ignore all future messages when you delete it, it's going to stay deleted. You can also star the conversation. When you star the conversation, that is giving you basically the save function. It should be good for people working on trades or vendors, so they can keep things in archive to go back and reference orders or things previously stated until a product is delivered, or any way you want to use it. So if you star the conversation, it'll bring down that little box, tell you it's starred. You can mark it as unread if you want to. Say there's a philosophical discussion going on and you need to think about things, and you say, well, I want to remember it when I come back in, or give me a little tickle file. If you hit mark as unread, you have a notification come up again, and so that gives you that. Now if you want to edit the conversation, if you started the conversation, you can change the the title to it. Next Wednesday. Dang, what happened to my typing? So you can change the name of it. You can allow anyone in the conversation to invite others. So I added Jason. If Jason decides he wants to bring in, Mary Lou Retton or whoever, that they can invite them into the conversation as long as they're a member of the board. Or you can lock the conversation where there are no responses more to the conversation. All right, so let's save that, and you'll see that it changed the name. And let's go look at the overall conversation. We can click here. This is called a breadcrumb. It's going to be on every page. As you go down, you'll have more and more, directory structure. And so you can go to conversation here, or you could click there, or you can click over an inbox, whatever. So here are my two lists, and I am currently starred. So if I want to look and see what conversations I archived or starred, favorited, made important, however you want to look at it, click on starred conversations, and that will get rid of everything else in your inbox, and you guys can figure out how to do that. And this gives you a display options here. So you can go down, you can show all the conversations, when it was received by, started by. That's how you can, sort it or look it up, for an individual as well. Cancel that. Let's go back to conversations. What I showed you could do with editing and star, make mark read, unread, you can also do by clicking that. If you want to delete the conversation, you can just leave it, and it deletes it on your end, as I stated. And it'll show up that same dialog box to make it temporary or permanent. You can do your mark read, unread, star the conversation, unstar it, close this overlay so you won't see it again. But you can also select all, and what that will do is any action you select from this, it will do. So I want to star them all. Go to starred conversations, there they are. I want to select all, and I want to unstar them. Now I have no starred conversations. Go back into your conversations. Let's select all and mark as unread. And there we go. That comes back up there again. If you want to start a conversation, there's your button right there, top and bottom. Alright, so that is an overview of our new messaging system. Thank you.